Hi, my name is Justin, aka Ghost Reader, and today I'm coming to you with a book review. And this is a review of the book, The Case for Climate Capitalism, Economic Solutions for Planet in Crisis by Tom Rand. This is published by ECW Press and will be coming out on March 3rd. I would like to thank NetGalley and ECW Press for this arc and the chance to review it. So I picked up this book personally because I think that climate change is a issue that we're going to definitely face in the future. And I wanted to read a book on possible solutions for that. And I thought that this would be a great book. So I committed to, while I was like trying to do myself a Black History Month, to reading this book and doing a review for it. And I found it to be very interesting and very convincing as well. So the writer, Tom Rand, like at the very beginning of the book, kind of connects with the reader on a personal level when he talks about, I saw that, climate change was happening. I really wanted to find solutions for it, but, it looks pretty bleak. And then I had a son, and, it pushed me further for finding solutions to this. And so you kind of like from the beginning, you kind of like, see where he's coming from and what his motivations are for writing this book. And he himself is also invested in clean tech and is pushing for innovations in clean tech as well. So basically, the author's argument is that we're past the point where we can continue arguing politically for a political solution that is ideologically pure, meaning that we're not going to get rid of market forces anytime soon, and we can't just keep burning fossil fuels because the market tells us that that's going to maximize our profit. Like, those two worldviews are not going to get us to where we need to be. One, because we need market forces in order to drive innovations for clean tech and to get that on the market in the time that it will be necessary for it to happen, with the incentives that private industry provides. And we can't just keep burning stuff because that's going to just push us into the point of no return. So what he proposes is more of a centrist point of view, where we take the best of both ideologies and mix them together. So we use market forces and public intervention into the economy to push for cleaner tech, getting that clean tech on the market, and also driving the price point down so that other people can also, more investors will be more willing to put their money into clean tech, and then getting those innovations on the market to kind of basically fast track ourselves to lower emissions. Because if we don't lower our emissions, we're headed towards a future that looks a lot worse than what it is now. And if we take our time to do it, basically the cost of fighting climate change, like when this stuff happens, hurricanes, droughts, political and civil unrest, because food shortages and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot costlier then then actually taking aggressive action now, and maybe taking some economic hurt. This is not going to be something that's easy. It's going to, some parts of the market will hurt. Some people are going to lose some money. We can't change any of that, but we're going to lose money anyway when this stuff happens in the future, and disasters happen, or more disasters happen because Miami Beach goes underwater because sea levels have risen. You already lost all that money. Private insurance companies and public money has to go to build that, and the costs are going to be astronomical. So why not try to hit that now when the costs are lower, than try to wait for the future, and then wait for the future and the cost to be astronomically higher, and you're not unable to combat it. So he basically outlines a series of solutions to that problem. Some of these solutions include carbon pricing, flex regs, transparency and the cost of climate change for investors. So when they invest, saying, all right, so here's your assets, and here's how the climate change can affect that, and here's the risk over time, so to give investors a realistic view of what they are investing in, and how their investments may decrease over time due to climate change. Possibly the creation of a green bank that is focused on pushing public money to certain industries, and then as they become more successful, investing that money in other green tech, green bonds, where people can donate money to government and private institutions in order to help finance some of these things, because one of the big hurdles for private companies is that if you come with new tech, you have to be able to scale it up and prove that it's going to be profitable. And for a lot of banks, if you come with brand new technology, a lot of private investors are kind of wary about that, when they can just invest in just already existing tech, maybe with some improvements. So using public money to help fund some of those newer brand new technologies coming up, taking on that risk, and then once it's up to scale and it's proven itself, once private investors, that gives a chance for private investors to jump on, and then streamlining, making sure, and the author writes this from a Canadian point of view, he's writing for a Canadian audience, but these I think these solutions can be practical in any developed country in the world, and even shipped to developing countries. He presents a whole bunch of different solutions that aren't strictly like, all like, oh, we're going to just completely get rid of capitalism, or we're going to just let capitalism run wild, but yet we need to use capitalism to get to where we need to. And he thinks that capitalism is the best vehicle for this, and he basically outlines those solutions. So I thought it was a pretty convincing book. There's still some things in the book I need to wrap my head around, because I'm not I'm not as good with economics as I am in other parts. My knowledge isn't all up there, but I think that for the average person reading this, most of the book you will completely understand and get. And you may disagree with some stuff. I didn't agree with everything in the book, but I think his main point is we do need to find a way to tackle this problem quickly, and that capitalism, and not the way it is now, but with some different values and different I would say different endpoints in mind, we can use capitalism to meet those endpoints. Will it be an uphill battle? Perhaps, but it's better than just sitting on our thumbs and doing nothing. So I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Even though this is written for primarily a Canadian audience, I think that this translates just as well to an American one. And so it's just another, another tool in our toolkit that we can use to tackle climate change. So I really like the way he looked at all his own arguments and critiqued them, at other arguments that other people come up with and could critique them. And I really like that about the book. I thought he did a very good job of explaining his points and points of view and where he was coming from. So I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I would recommend it for you if you're interested in climate change and ways that we could possibly fight it. So that is it for this review. If you let me know how I did down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at GhostReads28, on Instagram at Justin the Ghost Reader, and also on Goodreads. Link to that's down in the description box below. So as always, keep reading.